Hi, this is Lisa Tiroff. I'm going to go over creating and editing content areas in your final ePortfolio presentation. So as you can see, I'm in my ePortfolio, I'm under my items, and I'm going to go to my presentation that I created. And the way that you're going to edit it is you're going to hit the drop-down arrow and go to Edit. Then what happens is it brings up this screen that you've seen before when you created your ePortfolio presentation, and we're going to go to Content Layout. Now, typically what happens is this is what it will show, and if you go to View Presentation, that's what you're going to see right there, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to edit, and we're going to add. So first thing we're going to do is we'll edit this page. So we're going to click this drop down and we're going to hit Page Properties. You'll notice that there's also Delete. So if you wanted to delete a page, you could by just going to the drop down and hitting Delete. But realize when you delete it, it's gone forever. So be careful if you're going to delete something. So we're going to go to Page Properties, and this is where we're going to change the name of our page. So let's call our page Philosophy of Nursing. Okay. I'm going to hit Save. And now if I refresh my screen, then over here it will say Philosophy of Nursing. Now, there are a couple things you can do. In order to add something to this content area, then you have to go to Add Component. Now, when you go to Add Component, you give a few different options. We'll go in, I'll show you two ways you could do this. The reason that you had your stuff put in a collection is because there is this right here where you can add your artifact and your reflections from a collection, so you're not searching through your entire portfolio. So let's say, for example, we're going to do that. So I'm going to go to that. It pulls up my collection, and it pulls up everything in my collection, okay? So I'm going to pick this Philosophy of Nursing document, and I'm going to hit Add. Okay, so now if I want to see what this looks like, I can go under View Presentation. And what it will show is my Philosophy of Nursing, and it will show a link. So then when somebody looks at it, they can click on it and open the link. If you want to delete something out of your a component out of your content area, you certainly can do that. And again, like I said, deleting is a permanent delete. So you want to click that X right there, and it comes up and shows you that this is going to remove it from that content area. So now the component is gone. The content area is still there, but the component is gone. Now that is one way to do it. Another way that might be nicer looking is go to Add to Component and click on Text Area. Now what this does is this brings up a text area. So we're going to call this Philosophy of Nursing. And down here in this content area, I'm just going to write my philosophy of nursing speaks to my desire as a nurse educator. Okay, so we're going to hit Save. And then what we can do is then we can, before we save, we're going to add our philosophy. So if you go up here to this box right here, it says Insert Stuff. And when you get to Insert Stuff, it will pull up your ePortfolio for you automatically. And so then you can scroll down and you can find the Philosophy of Nursing, because you had to upload it to your dashboard in order for it to be part of to put into your collection. So I'm going to pick it and I'm going to hit Next. And I'm just going to give it the same name. It does this. This is a default thing in UIU Learn. So I'm going to hit Insert. Now see, it's created my link. So now I'm going to go here and I'm going to just change the size of my style of my font. And I'm going to hit save and close. So now you will see there's my philosophy of nursing. However, if I want to see what it looks like, I can go up here to view presentation. And what it will show is what I typed into that comment area and then a link to my philosophy. So you can do it those two ways. It is completely up to you. You could also add in a picture, you can always edit into your component area. So if I wanted to go in here and edit this, I can click on edit. And it will allow me to edit my text. So if I wanted to insert a picture, I could do that. Okay, so now if I want to add a new page, I'm going to come to this little picture here, and it says new page. It's a page with a little, like a piece of paper with a little blue dot. It says new page. When I click on that, it's going to bring up this new page thing again, and I'm going to change the name of the page. So let's say I'm going to talk about my goals and outcomes. So I'm going to upload my artifacts and my reflections. So let's say I might create a new page that says program goals and outcomes. We'll do this way. This is one way you could do it. And I'm going to hit save. All right, so now it's going to create me a new page. Okay, if you create a page kind of out of order, which is okay, you can simply go over here to these two arrows and it says reorder page. And if you click on it, it will reorder your pages. So now you can come over here, and if you wanted to put that one second, it will automatically change the other one to first since there's only two there. And you hit save, then it'll reorder your pages. So now this page is first and this page is second. So if you go into view presentation, you will see on the left-hand side are your pages, and it's reordered them. So if I click on philosophy of nursing, that page, that information is going to show up. If I click on program goals and outcomes, this page is going to show up. Okay. So under my program goals and outcomes, let's say I created that content area, I'm going to add a component. So I, again, can do it a couple different ways. You can add it from here, from your collection. I'm going to do the text area again. And I'm going to call this Goal 1 Outcome 4. Okay. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to type into this area that I have content here that's related to this goal and outcome. So my artifact and reflection. I could say this, oops. The attached artifact, oops, and reflection discuss goal 1 outcome. And you can come up with whatever you want. I'm just coming up with this. So I'm going to hit save and close. Oopsie, forgot to add it. So again, like I said, you can go under edit and you can go in and edit your text. So let's say I wanted to insert whatever my goal and my artifact and my reflection. I will again go to my ePortfolio. I will pull up my reflection and I will pull up my reflection. Let's say, for example, and we'll put next. And we'll just call it, or we could call it, yeah, we'll just call it reflection. You can call it whatever you want. So there, it shows reflection. It'll show my reflection. It's mostly a lot of what you need to do with this creating your presentation is just sort of playing around. Okay. Now, if I wanted to add my artifact, I could do the same thing. and I could add the artifact. I'm just going to call it artifact for now. Okay, I'm going to hit save and close. So now if I want to see what this looks like, I can go to View Presentation, and it will pull up my presentation and it will show, there's what I typed in for text, there's my two links, okay? Another way that you can do it, so we're gonna get rid of this. Let's say that's not how I wanted it to look. So I'm gonna go under here under Add Component, and I'm gonna do it again, okay? So now I'm gonna go to this one here, Artifact Reflection from my collection. So now I'm gonna go to my collection, and I am going to pick my reflection and my artifact. Those I can pick at the same time. And I'm going to hit add. Okay, so there is my reflection and there is my artifact. So if I want to see what it looks like in my presentation, again, I go to View Presentation. So now what it shows is what I wrote in my reflection, which happened to be blah, blah, blah. And here is my Goal 1, Outcome 3 reflection, okay? This is the associated artifact. So I can read the reflection, or whoever can read the reflection, and then they can go and click on the associated artifact. So that's another way that you can do it. Another way you can set up your program goals and outcome is just create a new page and simply call it, you could do program goal, and you could list all of the outcomes underneath. Whoops, say goal 1. And I could put what goal 1 is, and that information is listed in the week 6. There's a link to the document, so you can use that document, copy and paste that information. So now if I want to see what it looks like, I can go to View Presentation, and it's going to say, there's my goal. Now I have a page for goal 1. Now I can go in here and I can add to it. So let's say I want to add a component. So let's say I want to go in here and I'm going to do, go to my collection, I'm going to do Goal 1, Outcome 3. And again, if I want to see what it looks like, because I added 2 components, I can go up here to View Presentation, and it will show me underneath Goal 1, I have it written, there's my reflection, there's my artifact. So you can do it a number of different ways. What I would do is I would do it in the order that's in the example that I have in week 6. So there's a link to a finished presentation that I created that talks about the ePortfolio. So you'll just go through each of those areas and you can see how, how I set it up. You can set it up that way. You can set it up a different way. Be creative. The one thing I didn't show you is there's a second content area that you can certainly create. You can go in here to edit page layout. It doesn't really give you a whole lot of choices. It gives you 2 content areas or 1. So if you just wanted 1 content area, there you go, just 1. Save it. Now you just have 1 content area over here. There's no second content area. Presentation navigation, if you click on that, that just kind of shows you how you can make certain things. Again, it's there's before content, which is what is currently set up, and then after content, and then as a header. So again, you could do it however you want. I'm just going to keep this the way I have it currently. Okay, so again, you want to change the order, you can change the order. If you want to put this one second, and it puts the philosophy of nursing third and the goal 1, or the philosophy of nursing first, the goal 1 third, then hit save. You're perfect. So now it's reordered it for you. If you look, you can also reorder. Same thing over here. You can reorder the components under a content area. So that's just a brief demonstration. If you have questions, please feel free to contact me. My contact information